and that's available for you.
Eva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Bina Venkatesam Nanatho Nanatha Sada Venkatesam Smarami Smarami. Hare Venkatesa Prasida Prasida Priyam Venkatesa Prayacha Prayacha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatrupatamaham Bande Paramananda Madhavam. Most respected Yogacharya Vasaspati Dr. Ashok Chatterjee, revered Chief Guest Justice Venkatachalaya, revered Guest of Honor, former Honorable Governor of Karnataka, a great scholar, Sri T.N. Chaturvedi ji, Honorable Justice Chalameswara Garu, most respected Chancellor of my university, a great economist and an exponent of moral and human values, Dr. Panchamukhi ji, Mrs. Kapoor, all the devotees and disciples of Baba Ashok Chatterjee ji present in this learned auditorium, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, it's a great honor on my part to be associated with this function. I express my profound sense of gratitude to all the organizers, particularly Yogiraj, SHYAMACHARAN Mission, SANATAN Mission of Hyderabad chapter for inviting me to this great occasion and to get me an opportunity, to give this opportunity to get myself associated with this galaxy of distinguished dignitaries and the disciples of Gurudev. Friends, we have heard the prudent lectures delivered by the learned scholars. We have heard the former Chief Justice of India. He is an advocate of human values. We have heard Dr. T.N. Chaturvedi ji, who has discussed the theme from various points of view, and Sri Chalameswara Garu has also raised certain pertinent points relating to the theme that has been selected by us for discussion, and ultimately we have had Dr. Panchamukhi ji, who has given a clear picture regarding the gradual erosion and collapse of human values in the contemporary society, and his observation that if timely steps are not taken to checkmate the erosion of values, then we will be definitely reaching a point of no return. While delivering his lecture, Justice Venkatachalaya Garu has made a reference to the practices and the superstitions which should be differentiated from the human values. He has raised a pertinent point that while talking of human values, we must be very, very clear regarding the concept, the fundamental concept of human values. Actually, the human values are different from the superstitions, from the bad practices which stand on the way of development and growth of the society in an era of science and technology. Sometimes in the name of values, we stand on the way of the development which is not good. But while talking of the values, we mean to say that the values are those which have got eternal utility. Whether it is truth or non-violence or asteya or tyaga or shanti or compassion to the animate or inanimate beings, these are all having some eternal approach. The values cannot be changed from the society to society or from time to time. Truth is always truth. It is having some eternal, it is eternal in nature. No doubt, the superstitions, the bad practices should be differentiated from the values. While talking of the values, we are not getting ourselves dissociated from the scientific inventions or from the scientific temper, because for the all-round development of a society, we require the scientific growth, a scientific system to be maintained and sustained by us. But at the same time, for proper utilization of the scientific inventions, we require something beyond that. That is some value which is intended to search something within us. That is called spirituality, of which many of the learned speakers have thrown the light. That is a search for the divinity, seeing God in all and all in God. That is called search for the soul. Uddharet atmanatmanam. On one hand we require science, on the other hand we require super science. That is what the message of our Gurudev to the mankind. Along with science, we must concentrate on super science. Along with the discussions related to matter, we must discuss regarding the energy. Friends, science without spirituality is just like a flower without fragrance. We can't think of science without spirituality, without super science. That is the reason why the physicists have discussed the matter and at the same time energy. So science and spirituality both are required, and that is what our Honorable Chancellor presented here. We require two kinds of vidya, that is para and apara. That is for the development of this material world and at the same time the development of our spiritual values. While talking of the human values, Dr. T.N. Chaturvedi, he has made reference to two things. That the values are relative, whether values are relative or absolute. That is a point to be debated. Yes, so many values are there as presented by, as discussed by Panchamukhi ji. Ahimsa, Satya, Vasteya, Tyaga, Shanti, Rapaisunam, Tyaga. So, we believe in renunciation. Renunciation doesn't mean that it is opposed to enjoyment. The message of Upanishad is that tena tattena bunjitaha. Yes, we are interested in enjoying the things in this universe. As quoted by our learned speakers, once observed by Mahatma Gandhi, the earth is sufficient to meet our needs, but not our greeds. Tena tattena bunjitaha. We want to enjoy everything through the process of renunciation. I am reminded of one episode relating to Swami Vivekananda, after whom this auditorium is named. In 1885, when Vivekananda got disappointed to see the erosion of human values, to see the sufferings and sorrows of the mankind, he went to his great spiritual master, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and he told before the Guru that, sir, that Gurudev, I want to renounce this world because I cannot tolerate the sufferings and sorrows of the mankind. All the human beings are suffering, so kindly allow me to go to the footprints of the Himalayas and to perform penance there for the welfare of the mankind. That is what he wanted, that he should profess Tyaga, this renunciation only. Then the spiritual master responded. His reaction was something different. Naren, I thought that you would grow like a huge banyan, having sheltered thousands from the scorching misery. But now I see that you have become selfish. You are seeking your own salvation. That is not advisable. You be in this world, perform penance here, and try to alleviate the miseries and sufferings of the human beings. And that is what Vivekananda did ultimately, ask for the advice of his spiritual master. So Tyaga with human service. Manava Seva is Madhava Seva. Manava Seva, service to God, is service to mankind, is service to God. Dr. Chaturvedi made a reference to the inclusive growth. For an economist, for a political thinker, for an industrialist, the concept of inclusive growth may be something different. Maybe that the fruits of the scientific inventions should be shared by one and all. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramaya. But to me, inclusive growth is something different. Inclusive growth means that is harmonious and balanced growth of body, mind and soul. Unless and until we ensure the growth of balanced growth of body, mind and soul, we cannot ensure the complete development of the human society. So that is called the inclusive growth of our Jalaneshwara Garu. He made a reference to the corruption in the society, by which the visible, it is the erosion of human value is visible in each and every sphere. I am reminded of an observation of Swami Shivananda. While defining corruption, he says, corruption is the outcome of luxurious living consequent upon the scientific inventions and Western civilizations. That is not my definition. That is what a great saint of this country told. That luxurious living consequent upon two things, luxurious living and Western civilization. So we are not opposed to Western civilization. We are not opposed to the scientific inventions, but the proper utilization of the scientific invention, proper distribution of the scientific, equitable distribution of the scientific inventions requires human values to be inculcated. That is what Vivekananda told. Let us stand on the strong foundation of the East and look at the West. Then only we can achieve the best, or the best is not possible. So that is we have got a strong foundation. That is the foundation of the East, and we can look at the West. We can collect all the best practices, all the good qualities because in the process of globalization, in the process of privatization, this is unavoidable. Keeping relationship with the foreign countries is unavoidable. It is inevitable. We have to keep relationship with others in order to have some inclusive growth or in order to have all-round development. But at the same time, as Dr. Panchamukhi ji has pointed out, he has rightly pointed out, now this is a question of identity. We should have our own identity. Even if we are the players in the process of development, in the process of globalization, let us have our own identity. Then only we can say that this is the indigenous thing, as he put to declare himself that he is an indigenous product. Now friends, that identity, the identity of the country is at a stake. So after hearing the prudent lectures delivered by all the speakers, now we are sure that the human values, or we are passing through a critical situation because of the constant degradation and erosion of human values. And the other part of the theme is that, is there a future? If that question is asked to me, if I am asked of that question, then as presented, as told by our learned speakers, I should also be pessimistic. I should also be optimistic that yes, that is my emphatic case. There is a future. The posterity is not going to be destroyed. And if you ask me what is the reason, then I must say with all humility at my disposal, because the saints and servants of this country, like Ashok Chatterjee, are still with us to guide us, to lead us in proper way. The Sanatana mission, Yogiraj, this Sanatana mission is working for the development of the society, for the welfare of the society. Disciples are there with a sense of commitment, with an auspicious resolution. All of us are there. These learned scholars, this galaxy of distinguished dignitaries on the dais. Professor Panchamukhi, he is an epitome of human values. Venkatacharya, he has got a distinctive career as a leader luminary, not only in the country, but also he has occupied a special place in the entire world because of his honesty, because of his integrity, because of his commitment to the profession. He is an epitome of human values. Our Ashok Chatterjee, our revered Gurudev, he is divinity personified. So long as gurus like him are here, we are properly guided. We are not helpless. We are not orphans. There is a future of this country because it has a past. It has a glorious past. The glorious past of this country is based upon four important pillars: Dharma, Sanskriti, and Shiksha, and then and Darsana. These are the four pillars on the basis of which the glorious past of this country stands. This Dharma is not used in a very narrow sense. Dharma is called a way of life. It is a code of conduct. That is the inner dictate of the human being. That is why Manu has told, Hrudaye Naksharu Jnataha Jo Dharmaha. Tam Nibodhata. Dharma is not related to any rituals as pointed out by Dr. Panchamukhi. It is the inner voice of human being. Whether you are doing your work is right or wrong, that can be decided by your conscience, by the inner dictate. That is why Mahatma Gandhi was always speaking that ask your inner voice, ask your conscience, if it is approved by that, jo hudayena abhyarujñātah, jo dharmaha, tam nibodhata. That is dharma, ahimsa, satya, asteya, tyaga, shanti, apaisunam, dayabhutesu, alomuktam, sri, mahatavam, hi, achapalam. These are the components of dharma which constitute a code of conduct, a way of life without which we can't survive in this society. That is what dharma and Sanskriti. Sanskriti means, that is the components of Sanskriti, that is of Indian culture, is unity in the diversity. We are talking of fraternity, global fraternity. We are having so many diversities in this country. But among those diversities, the purpose of our culture is to find the unity, the integrity, the cementing factor on the basis of which our culture stands. And darsana, we have got a strong scientific philosophical system, and as mentioned by Dr. Panchamukhi, it has been propounded by so many saints and servants of this country. We find the glimpses of that culture, glimpses of that philosophical system in the Vedas, in the Upanishads. Kena tattera bunditaha. Upanishad, a system through which we have tried to quest the ultimate reality. We have tried to reach the ultimate reality, to attain the ultimate reality. That is the difference between the Western philosophical system and the Eastern philosophical system. In Western system of philosophy, we just go on searching for an absolute reality. But so far as the Eastern system of philosophy is concerned, we not only go on searching, but we attain the summum bonum of the life. We attain the highest reality. So on the basis of that, our glorious past it depends, the glorious past is on that philosophical system. So friends, that is another thing is Shiksha. That is an educational system, a strong educational system. We want that education by which the horizon of the intellect is expanded. We want that education by which the character is formed. We want that education by which self-confidence is generated. We want that education by which courage is generated. We want that education by which one can stand on his own legs. So the purpose of education is the manifestation of the perfection. Already in human being, that is what Vivekananda told. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in human being. So unless and until we are able to manifest the perfection, the divine qualities which are within us, which are within you, the philosophical system is based upon four permanent eternal truths. That is, serve, love, meditate and realize. So love means this meditation and realization means go on meditating that absolute reality, and then only you can realize yourself. Chidananda Rupaha, Shivoham Shivoham. Unless that aspect of life is realized by us, we cannot grow that self-confidence and courage within us. So that divine element is to be realized by us. That is meditation, the purpose of meditation and realization. And to love means that we are expected to discover that divine element not only within ourselves but also within the neighbors, the friends, the surroundings we are having within around us. So, and then serve means discover that divine element in each and every particle and molecule of this universe, seeing God in all and all in God. That is the essence of our philosophical system. And this educational system, we have got a very strong scientific pedagogy. This educational methodology that is reflected in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna happens to be the glaring example of a disciple, of a Vidyarthi, whereas Krishna, he is the Jagat Guru, he is the Yogeshwara, he is Krishna. The methodology the ancient Indian Rishis have adopted in imparting education has been clearly reflected in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in Prashna Upanishad, in Shweta Upanishad, while imparting education by a teacher to a disciple. So friends, our glorious past depends upon these four important scientific components: one dharma, other one is Sanskriti, the other one is Shiksha, and the next one is a Darshana. So basing upon which we can boast of telling that India, and that is what Manu has told, Etad Desha Prasutasya, Sakasata Prajanmanaha, Swam Swam Charitram Sikheran, Prithibhyam Sarvamanavaha. Once upon a time, this country was treated as the preceptor of the entire world because of these four things. Because of the Shiksha, Sanskriti, Dharma and Darshana. Because of our own identity, because of a strong, glorious heritage and tradition. These values are time-tested human values. It has gone through the vicissitudes of the time, and it has emerged as the values which are useful, which are helpful for the welfare of the society. Friends, I am not going to discuss regarding the human values. What are the values? Just I would like to present something before you regarding the reasons for which these values are being eroded, these values are being degraded. While discussing that aspect, I must say with all humility, that it is because of change in the attitude, because of our mindset. Our mindset, because of the pollution. I am not referring to the pollution of the environment. That is also one of the factors for which the human values are being degraded. But at the same time, there are three main reasons for which these values are being degraded in this era of science and technology. First and foremost reason is that this pollution of mind. There was a time when our rishis, they prayed for the auspicious, so they prayed for the purification of mind. Mind by nature is turbulent, it is tenacious, it is unsteady. Unless and until the mind is properly controlled. If we are after luxurious things, if we are after corruption, if we are after degradation or violation of human values or violation of the provisions of the laws, it is, or if you are murdering somebody, it is not AK-47 which murders a person. It is not we people are after the luxurious things. That is the mind. Mind is our greatest enemy. So since the mind has been polluted, the mindset has been polluted, the attitude has been changed. That's why we are getting tempted to murder a person. We are getting tempted to commit corruption in the society. We are getting tempted to take recourse to some illegal and unlawful things for our personal gain. So that is the reason why our rishis prayed that tanme manaha shiva sankalpamastu jajagrato duram udeiti daigam tadu suptasya tataivaiti duram gapam jyotisam jyotirekam tanme manaha shiva sankalpamastu. Let my mind be of auspicious resolute. Unless and until my mindset is controlled, my attitude is positivized, my mind is full of positive thoughts. Oh, I see, I can't support the promotion, the propagation of human values in the society. So that is the first and foremost reason for which the human values in the contemporary society are getting eroded, are getting degraded, are getting collapsed. And the number two is that lack of interest in searching ourselves. That is the realization. We are not interested. We are talking of impulsive growth, but we are not understanding the meaning of the harmonious growth of body, mind and soul. And that is possible only through kriya-yoga that has been propounded by SHYAMACHARAN and that is being promoted by our Guruji Ashok Chatterjee. Unless and until we get recourse to that kriya-yoga, we get the blessings of our Guruji. We make ourselves worthy of before getting the blessings of the Guruji, my dear friends, we must make ourselves qualified for that. We must make ourselves worthy for that. Unless and until we are qualified, we satisfy the conditions of an humble student, we can't get the blessings of a guru like Ashok Chatterjee or a guru like so many gurus are there in the society for which there is a hope, there is a ray of hope, there is a ray of expectation that the posterity is not going to be destroyed. There is a good future, there is a glorious future of this country, and by 2020 we are going to attain the status of the superpower. In order to attain that status, friends, we require inclusive growth, harmonious growth, balanced growth of body, mind and soul. So the second reason, the second factor for which these values are being degraded is a lack of our interest in realizing ourselves, in discovering that divine entity within ourselves, or lack of our respect for others, for neighbors. We are not in a position to discover that divine entity within the hearts and minds of our fellow beings, of our family members, of the persons, those who are residing around us. So that is one. And number three is pollution of this entire atmosphere. The pollution of this entire atmosphere, which constitutes of Kiti, of Teja, Marut, Vyama. The earth is getting polluted. The air is getting polluted, the water is getting polluted. What does it mean? I must put it in a other way. That is, the body has been polluted. The body means the body is having 5 constituents. That is earth, water, ether, fire, and this air. Khiti, Earth, Teja, Marut, Brahma. So now friends, you imagine this individual body. The body is polluted because of the pollution of the external aspect of the atmosphere. The mindset is polluted because of its turbulent nature. And you see, we are facing all kinds of troubles and tribulations in our day-to-day life. We are even suffering from some dreaded and killer diseases. Now the survey has established the fact that there are 4 to 5 factors which are responsible for the degradation of human beings, individual beings, and for all these diseases. And number 1 is uncontrollable lifestyle. We have not been able to control our own sense organs and the motor organs. That control is not the controlling capacity. Each individual is lacking. That is the reason, that is first and foremost reason for which the lifestyle diseases are attacking us. And number 2, that is imbalanced food habit, for which this body has been polluted. That we don't have any routine in our day-to-day affairs. As mentioned by our Honorable Chancellor Panchamukhi ji, yes, we don't have any discipline of our own. We don't have the grammar of our life, the philosophy of our life. That is missing now. So that is one, that imbalanced food habit, whatever we get, we take it. We don't have any principle of our life. And number 3, acute tensions. Even if the non-issues are made issues for us, and we are taking so much of tension. And number 4, that's negativization of mind. We don't have any positive approach to our life. We don't have any positive approach to the society. Our mind is always filled with some negative thoughts, That is why Radhakrishnan once told that the mutual hatred is more dangerous than mutual violence. If our mindset is polluted, if our mind is full with some negative ideas, we can't do anything. Friends, so that is one. And the other reason is that we are not taking care of our body. That is because of lack of exercise, lack of yogasanas, lack of other forms and manifestations of the exercises. So this body is a definite preparation. This physical plane is a definite preparation for attaining the ultimate goal. If the temple is demolished, the deity will not find a place to reside. So this is just like a temple, and the soul inside this, the super soul inside this, is just like that absolute reality, that nomina that has been, that is summum bonum of our life. So these are the reasons for which the human values are getting degraded day by day. So friends, there is a hope. Is there a future? There is definitely a future, because as I mentioned earlier, the Sanatana, SHYAMACHARAN, Sanatana, Yogiraj, SHYAMACHARAN, Sanatana mission. This mission has been working, has been doing a lot of works, not only for philosophical development or for propagation of the spiritual values or human values, but also for the welfare of the society. The mission has done a lot of work, not only in Calcutta, but also in various parts of the country. It has got so many plans and programs under the visionary leadership of our Gurudev Ashok Chatterjee ji, who is a visionary guru, who is actually trying for the welfare of the society, who is always trying to wipe out the tears from the eyes of the downtrodden, from the eyes of the poor. So for that purpose, he is now going to establish a big hospital in the birthplace of SHYAMACHARAN Laili Mahasaya. That is a great service he is going to do for the mankind, service to God, service to mankind. Service to mankind is service to God. So friends, unless and until these values are revived, we understand the significance of these eternal values. These are all eternal. Truth is always the truth. Satyam madata mamrutam. That is the message of our Indian scriptures. Satyam madata. satyat ma pravaditavyam. No question of you cannot budge an inch from the path of truth. Truth is a truth. It is always a truth. So this concept of truth cannot be changed. It is an unchangeable phenomenon. So truth, satyam vadata, ma'amrutam, dirgham pasyata. Let us have a broad outlook and ma pasyata, ma hasvam pasyata. That is the Vedic message. Let us not have a narrow outlook. Let us have a broad outlook. Sarvani bhutani mitrasya chakshusa samikhyamahe. All the persons we are meeting within our lifetime are our friends. We need not take anybody as our foe unless and until he is proved otherwise. So that is the concept of our Indian, ancient Indian knowledge base. So friends, unless these four things, that is culture and academic system, a strong academic system is required to be built so that we can inculcate these human values in the tender minds of the students in the educational institution. That is the reason why I made a proposal to the UGC that let us incorporate at least one paper in the syllabus of all the universities, whether it is a professional university, whether it is a technical university or it is a general university. So to give an opportunity to the students to read about the ancient Indian eternal values. I should underline the word eternal values. These are always different from the bad practices, from the superstitions of the mankind. So unless and until that concrete effort is made by us, friends, it is very difficult to have a glorious future of this country. We are all on the very crossroads of the, crossroads of the history. So this thing is necessary. We want science to be developed, and at the same time super science is to be developed. If you have got 2 rupees at our disposal, let us purchase 1 loaf of bread and hold it on our left hand, and with the balance of 1 rupee, let us purchase 1 flower and hold it on our right hand. The loaf of bread in our left hand will provide food for our body, and the flower on our right hand will provide food for our soul. So that is what we require. We require for the inclusive growth, for the all-round growth of this society. Science and spirituality should go hand in hand, and we are grateful to our Guruji who has been guiding us and who is a guiding force for us. And because of his presence, not only in this meeting, but we always feel his presence in our day-to-day affairs, because of his message, because of his constant efforts. We are sure that this country has got a future. Our posterity is always safe at the hands of our Guruji, at the hands of the disciples and the devotees, those who are committed to take the message from the Guruji and to spread it in the every nook and corner of this country. With these words, I take leave of you, and once again I express my gratitude to the organizers, particularly to Mrs. Kapoor, for giving me this opportunity to get myself associated with this lauded gathering. Thank you.